What is up, team? Chocolate Traders War Room. I'm back at you with another video. Guys, we had a fantastic day in the marketplace. A little slower today. Definitely anticipating FOMC tomorrow. We'll get a lot of information going into Wednesday. It'll really put kind of a temperature on the direction for the market for the next couple of weeks. So that's why you've been noticing we've been purchasing a lot of shares recently, building up our penny stock portfolio and pushing out our option contracts out into the end of March and into April. We want to make sure that we have plenty of time, because the last thing we want is to make some knee-jerk reaction moves, and we want to go ahead and ensure that we have, maneuverability and making tactical decisions, guys. A couple admin notes. March Madness, our NCAA tournament bracket is due tomorrow. So if you want in on this, guys, it's $10. It's a pool, winner takes all. And if there's a tie, you guys split the pot. The link is in the description. I already got my bracket set, man. Okay, lead from the front. So definitely, if you want in, you got to get in, okay? Because tomorrow the brackets are due, and then we're going to go ahead and start kicking it off. So hit up this link in the description or go to this link right here and definitely click that, and I'll see you guys over there on the pool host. And if you guys are also on the TWR Discord, I have a private channel on the Discord as well, so we can smack talk and do some updates and stuff like that. Another thing is, enjoy this 50% off discount we have on the Discord. We're not going to have this forever, guys. After this 50% off March Madness discount for the TWR Discord, I'm never going to do another discount like this again, okay? We have too much on the server to keep the prices this low, okay? I'm looking at other servers, our competitors, and we are by far the cheapest with the most quality, quantity, and just all around substance on the type of genre that we offer, okay? And that's not just me saying that to pump up the server, that's me stating the facts, all right? And you guys can check it out for yourself. The link is in the description. Promise you, once you see what Traders War Room has to offer you, you're going to be a TWR market warrior for life. I promise you that. So take advantage of that 50% off discount. You will never get another price as cheap as that again on TWR products and services. Now, all those admin stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. We got some hot earnings charts to go into. I got some hot stock charts to go into. Let's go ahead and see what kind of things we can go out and kill this rest of this week, make some money, and maybe get some predictions on this FOMC so that we can go out there and have hopefully $1,000 day type of market experience tomorrow and closing out this week strong. Now, as always, if you're ready, follow me and the other TWR market warriors and the whole Traders War Room nation, and let's go to war, baby. Let's get it and go out there and make some money. Today, I'm going to use my voice instead of my AI voice, Chad. I feel like I need to get some connection with you guys going into this week, so let's go ahead and get it cracking. Stocks I like for trades this week. You guys already know how I roll with the earnings. Everything in green has my eye. And if it's a yellow, let's go ahead and put a focus on that one. We got some big earnings coming up that I'm really paying attention to. PDD is one of those. China, on top of PDD, we're also paying attention to some sympathy movers, JD and Baba. We also got Micron, we got Nike, we got FedEx, and we got a few other ones. And we got some big mega cap stocks that we're also paying attention to with some of the indexes, because we got FOMC, so we got a lot to get into. So let's get into it right now. So when I pay attention to the Dow, I like to trade it with the DIA. We're looking at a pretty nice move here from a double bottom of sorts. I like to call this the W at the bottom. So you get the two kind of the bottom, you got the W formation right there, and you get the strong push to the upside. Now, this of course came off of some strong market pull today. Now, FOMC can definitely have a handle in whether this is continuation for a potential breakout out of the top, or whether we hit the rejection button and we start to slide back down. But I do like the idea of continuation to the upside, as long as FOMC stays in line or we get dovish news. If we get hawkish or extreme surprise news, I think that we may end up getting a little bit more slide than anticipated. Next on the radar is the SPY. Of course, you saw the SPY make another extreme move as well. Listen, if the SPY gets the momentum push and we get some of that good juices flowing with the FOMC, I think that the SPY can go ahead and breach that 520 and we can go ahead and start attacking 525 and maybe get into the range of 530s by the end of the week if we get some extreme good news. So keep your fingers crossed, especially if you're a bull, and definitely pay attention because we could see some fireworks going both ways depending on what Wednesday brings us. QQQ, I actually like this one for a little bit more of an opportunity for the push to the upside than some of the other ones because mega cap tech sold off so much more than some of the other ones. I think that if we get in line or some dovish news, that mega cap tech gets a huge push and people start buying into it heavy. Okay, you'll get some sentiment. Now we could get that knee-jerk reaction to the downside, kind of, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. But after that, the tempo has already been set. And basically, you got nothing really in the way to kind of manipulate the market as far as catalysts are concerned. So I think that the knee-jerk reaction happens potentially, and then you can find the reverse button there, and then we can start to track and go higher, and people will start to buy back into the tech because now we're kind of at some buy zones on some of the favorite names, and some of the people that missed the rally last time, they're going to start thinking twice about getting into the rally because they don't want to miss the opportunity. Now, with the Russell, we need good news on the Russell, okay? If the Russell gets good news, we can go ahead and start pushing to 210, 215, and so on and so forth. If we don't get the good news from the Fed, then the Russell's going to suffer first because these are those small cap stocks, those growth stocks, those speculative stocks that people aren't really putting a lot of interest into, okay? If people are worried about the stability and the future of the marketplace, they're not going into the speculative names and the small growth names. They're going to tuck money away into the names that they are sure that they're going to gain money in the long run, the Microsofts, the Apples, the NVDAs, so on and so forth. They're not going to put their money into no names that are under $10 billion market caps, okay? So the Russell is definitely one that gets screwed on the bearish type of news or the inline or under expectation news. So we need good news, we need dovish news, and we get that type of news. We watch this one and we ride this one to 210, 215, and we push that out into April. Sometimes we got to look outside the box. So I did a scan, high volume, above 10 billion market cap, over 0.5%, and these are the biggest gainers on the day. International paper is interesting because it has a new leadership with CEO shakeup, and it's a known sideways mover and a lagger as well. But the new spark of enthusiasm could get some continuation on this one, and analysts have a hold rating on this one, but targets in the mid-range of the 40s. So definitely keep it on the radar, and it could be a good opportunity for shares long and leaps out into 2025 and 2026. CNN popped on earnings and it had some mixed results, but the investors liked the fundamentals inside of their earnings report. And this is an analyst rating of a buy with high levels into the 70s with price targets. So we could see some more upswing. Now be cautious for a little bit of a pullback after such a dramatic push. But if we can find support, I don't see a reason why we can't get that push to the upside and we can start looking for some long entries. So it's definitely need to be on the radar, and we could look for the potential push from this level going into the 60s and maybe into the 70s by the year end. TME is one of my preferred stock picks that I like to buy shares at when it's on some dips. And this is one of those that I think that you should watch and consider. I don't really like to play derivatives on this one, but it's definitely one that I like to trade on the stock game. So pay attention to this one. I do like it. When it moves, it likes to move violently. And right now we got a nice little uptick. So if we can keep the momentum going and we get some decent FOMC news, there's no reason why this thing wouldn't try to make a little run for it, specifically if the speculative type stocks start getting a little bit of a boost. AES is interesting because it has some strong analyst upgrades with targets into the high 20s. And this is one of those inexpensive stocks that I would suggest going in with shares, holding long, and looking in for leaps on the derivatives game. Cleveland Cliffs is seeing some volatility due to some of these steel industries going on, specifically with the politics that's happening with Pittsburgh and things of that nature. So we got this on the radar, as well as some of the other ones like US Steel, but keep this one in your radar, and if you start to see the push and some volume come into it, don't be afraid to take an opportunity and go long and maybe buy some shares of some of these steel type of opportunities, because while the volatility is hot, that's when we want to strike, because we can get some great deals and we can ride some momentum. And we need to watch NASDAQ. The stock is seeing a little bit of volatility to the downside because the owner is going to go ahead and put some shares on the open market. So expect a little bit of volatility push and probably some slides. So this may be a candidate to look for some short opportunity on this one. Specifically with derivatives, we can look for some short-term puts, and potentially if we can find a support level, then we can look for the rejection and go ahead and get in long, because if enough investors find support, it might be a good buying opportunity for it down at the bottom. So I did another scan, and these are the big cap, the ones that everybody's trading now. Whether these were winners or losers on a day, these are the ones that everyone's paying attention to and are the most traded tickers out there in the market on the day. And these are the ones that are making people money, and that's why we're paying attention to them, so we can make that money as well. AMD is definitely sliding down, and at this particular trajectory, I do like this for the bounce play. Every time AMD hits this particular pattern with very swift downtrends, it likes to find that support and then pop very swiftly. Now, if FOMC comes positive, you're going to see a lot of these tech companies specifically that have sold off from profit taking pop very swiftly, and you're going to see the big money start to flow back into it and probably start with the buy zones and create the new all-time highs in these particular tickers that everybody loves. Tesla, what can I say, man? I like it where it's at right here. I got no qualms on thinking that we'll be seeing 200s here by the end of this month. So I'm definitely long Tesla. I think if you can afford it and you can buy enough time, you should be going out long into the 200s at the end of March and into April. And I think you'll be able to make some money if you can hold through volatility and not get frustrated with downtrending and accounts that are slightly red. So it's definitely not for the faint at heart, but I am thinking Tesla is finding some support, and we're going to see a pop. And when Tesla pops, it pops extremely hard and it goes quick. NEO, what can I say about this stock, man? It sucks, but at this particular price, go ahead and buy some shares on this and hold this long. I'm not above going ahead and spending $1,000 on some shares and holding it long, or buying some leaps on this and pushing this out into 2026. So definitely you want to give yourself some time, but if you're looking to go ahead and go out the money and swing through the fences on this one anytime soon, you're definitely in the wrong particular stock, okay? This thing was popping back in the day. It's not there at this current time, but give this thing a little bit of time. When it does hit, it'll hit hard, and it is popular. So if it starts to get that popularity and that volume back in, and the EV market starts to really start booming, this will be one of those first ones to start getting some of that excitement back into it, and then this thing will start to run. NVDA will be interesting because this has seen some ups and downs, but has kind of been sideways moving lately. So this will be another one that'll be sentimentally based off of the FOMC decision. And if you see some dovish news, you can probably look towards this for a nice continuation and some all-time highs. If you get the hawkish news, we'll probably look for some selling off. Apple has been on our radar for a while, and we went ahead and took some contracts and pushed out to the end of the month. Now, Apple is something that has been kind of speculative as of lately. People don't know if it gets the premium push that it normally has had, but I'm telling you guys, don't count out the general, all right? Apple is a powerhouse, and they have a lot of things in the works, and the one thing they are great at is making products fantastic. So Apple, I have no issues with continuing their push, and I got a feeling that we're probably going to see these guys back at 180 sooner than later. HLN, I don't know much about this one, but it definitely had some high volume and was trading pretty sporadically. So at the current price, it definitely is one of those that you could take a gamble on, buy some shares, pick up 100 shares, cost you under $1,000. And you know what? If it goes ahead and pushes for, a 25% or a 50% return, you have a nice come up right there. If not, hey, at least you have some shares and you have ownership, and you can always make some money off of this, because I almost guarantee if you hold this long enough, it probably is going to make money over the long term. I don't know that much about the option game on this one, so I'd be a little leery of the options, but definitely at this price, shares seem like a good bet. BABA is on the radar. Now, this one is going to be kind of a sympathy play for Chinese stocks. I don't necessarily like to play PDD. They have earnings, but I would play BABA. It's a little less volatile, and at its current price, it definitely has been beat up. So I do like the potential for the push back towards $80. Now, BABA definitely is not juiced as much as some of the other Chinese stocks that are popular. So you can go ahead and grab some out until April and even May and get yourself a decent price and just sit back, wait, and let this thing do its thing. Nike. Now, these next ones are some earnings gambles or some gambles. Nike is one of those that I definitely am looking at going into earnings, and I'm hoping for a decent move back towards $110. Now, the only thing that has me a little on the fence is that Foot Locker definitely did really, really poor, but Dick's Sporting Goods absolutely killed it, and one of the big proponents of Dick's Sporting Goods is their Nike brand. I got a feeling Nike's coming back strong, and I think that Nike wants to get above 100, and it wants to go ahead and attack that $110 range. So I do like this. It's a Dow stock, and I think $110 pushing out to the end of March and to April would be a good idea. And of course, anything under $100 on a Dow stock, specifically this name, is a buy zone, and you can go ahead and grab some shares and hold them forever. Last one, FDX. This is a wild card, and I do like this one for the push to the upside. I think FDX wants it. It definitely was beat up pretty significantly. FDX fell from grace on its way approaching 300, definitely down quite significantly. Now, on some good earnings, this thing absolutely can explode. So I do like this one. I think that it's going to be a little volatile. So if you get into this trade, you have to understand it's juiced up. The premium is going to be spiked. You have to get yourself some time. So you got to buy out until the end of March and going into April. So I'm looking at mid-April into May, and I want to stay at the money as much as possible. So I'm looking for the bull calls at the money into April and into May. $100 to $1,000 per day is possible as a TWR market warrior. So quit wasting that money that's not making money. Join the team and let's go to war. All right, team, that's a wrap, man. I gave you a whole bunch of stocks, a whole bunch of things I think that are going to make a ton of money this week with my moves and expectations. Don't forget, man, March Madness discount, 50% off the TWR Discord server. Directly after this, I have a 40-second promo so you can get all the information. Don't forget, all the links are inside of the description, and I hope to see a whole bunch of new faces when that market bell rings on the TWR platform. It's March and Traders War Room is getting nuts. Okay, March Madness TWR 50% off discount on the entire Discord server. And what does that look like? Well, I'm about to show you guys because we give you 250 channels, over 40 analysts, 150 algo signals. I got 8 professional staff members that monitor 7 trade floors. We got live trading, live training, live classing. I'm telling you, something truly for everyone, every style, and every budget. Listen, if you can't find it on Traders War Room, then you can't trade it. And we are the only server to host Series 6 and Series 7 professionals. Listen, when I tell you Traders War Room is for real, I mean that. You're going to get a professional server to give you everything you need. So you might ask, why Traders War Room? Well, if you ask that question, you probably need to come check us out. All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day, we on Zoom. Never gon' quit, ain't no way we gon' lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right, it ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the Traders War Room. What you wanna do when the Traders War Room?